Hi, and welcome to Stalking the Wild Autoharp. This week's video is more on melody playing. And if you have just started playing melody and you have not gone through my preliminary video, which is called Intro to Melody Playing, you might want to go back and learn that and work with that before you begin to work with this video, because this video is just a little bit more information on that basic melody playing technique that I give there. And this is just to sort of clarify. I've had a lot of students ask me and point out some things about the videos that they want a little bit more clarification for. So I thought I would add to it with this video. And so I wanted to point out, in the last video we talked a lot about pinching and plucking and playing melody with the thumb. And what I wanted to point out is when you are playing a melody accurately, and just sounding one note at a time, you are not only striking one string at a time. And that's very important because it takes some of the pressure off. I think a lot of people get into this microscopic world where they feel that their pick has to be like a tiny little needle point that they're plucking individual strings with, and that is not the case. So you can relax. Less is more. Less accuracy is actually more ability to play melody, because you don't worry so much about playing individual strings. Okay? Now, most of the time I'm hitting individual strings, or should I say individual strings are ringing, but I'm really striking about 3 strings with every pluck. Now, I, of course, have the experience of a lot of practice that's gone into my melody playing, but when you start out, you might be hitting 2 strings like that. And that's okay, because at least they are harmonious with each other because of what you're doing with the chord bars. But you really want to try to strike. It's almost like a stripe. Imagine that there are stripes of 3 strings going through your harp, different stripes, and you strike a zone. And out of those 3 strings, one of them is going to be live, and the other 2 are going to be dead, and they're just going to kind of go thunk. But that thunk is kind of buried by the live sound of the live string. Okay? So as you develop your melody playing skills, whether you're playing with a finger or whether you're playing with your thumb, you're actually striking about 3 strings at a time, okay? Which is less accurate than striking 1 string at a time. And it makes it actually easier because you can be sloppier in your approach. And it doesn't sound like you're being sloppier because you're only ringing 1 string at a time. But that comes with a little bit of practice, okay? The other thing that I wanted to show you in melody playing is what a pluck actually looks like, all right? So in order to do this, I want to move a little closer to my camera so that you can see it from another angle, and from close up, all right? A pluck looks like a little swoop that you take at the string. And if you were to slow it down, you would see it as an actual semicircle, like this. Let's see if I can get a good angle on my string. There, like that. You would see, I'm all twisted around now here. And when you do it with your thumb, it's the same thing. It's like a little circle that you're making with the thumb, a little dive towards the strings. It's hard to get that where you can see it past my microphone, and then I get all twisted around into a different position, so it's hard to play. But it's this kind of motion where you're actually making a little circle with your thumb. And as you go down, your thumb strikes the string. So you can watch your thumb make those little circles as you practice playing melody with your thumb. Actually, if you look at the shadow of my thumb, you can see it making that circle. Creative Studio Lighting 101. So think about your plucks being little circles or semicircles that dip at each string like that. And the very center of the bottom swoop, right down here, is where your contact is going to be made with the string. So there's a little bit of more information, and take it to heart, especially the part about you can be a little bit sloppier and strike a slightly wider area of the string. About 3 strings, which is about 3/4 of an inch, a half an inch, something like that, in stripes that you can take out with each time you stroke the harp. You're hitting about 3 strings, one of which is going to be live, and 2 are going to be dead strings, and so you're going to get a wider patch, less accuracy, more slop in your playing is actually going to give you a cleaner sound, where it sounds like you're actually striking individual little strings. So you can back off from the attitude of having to strike single strings every time. And sometimes you're going to strike 2 strings, and that's okay, because like I said, it's harmony, and it all comes out in the wash, because people hear the melody note as being the main note, especially if you get it on the top. Okay, so there you go. That's my Stalking the Wild Autoharp for this week. I want to thank everybody who has subscribed. I'm getting subscribers every day to this video blog series on teaching Stalking the Wild Autoharp, and I've got a lot of people signing up for lessons, and I've been getting a lot of emails from people who contact me and just thank me for these videos, and I want to thank you for getting in touch with me and letting me know about your progress, because it's incredible information to me that my videos are going out around the world, really, and making a difference for people. And there's people who are actually learning their Autoharps from what I'm doing here, and that's incredible to know. So thank you for your feedback and for your kind words. I'm really appreciating that. And feel free to contact me if you want some private lessons. They are inexpensive, and it's a great way to learn, especially if you don't have an Autoharp teacher near you, which I happen to know is most of y'all. So I'm your man. So you can contact me through my website about lessons, through Skype, Google Chat, Google Hangouts. You can do it through that too. And until next time, this is Hal Weeks, and I'm stalking the wild Autoharp. So thanks. Bye-bye.